Trace Jackson Davis was a team high +8 in 12 minutes. I saw that. And that brings me to something that I do want to talk about with a little bit of authority, because I do think I'm an authority on the subject. And I've gotten into a back and forth on Twitter with a few people about the strategy that was Trace Jackson Davis's road trip didn't begin in Oklahoma City. He was sent to Santa Cruz for a couple days of practice because, they decided that was going to be best for him. Brandon Pajemski was in the same boat. But Trace Jackson Davis got sent to Santa Cruz and then got recalled right before the game and is with the team for the back-to-back. And I even got, not into it, but as I was saying, this is ridiculous. This is the wrong thing to be doing with him. Even Raymond Ritter, who follows me on Twitter, was like, hey, this isn't an indictment on the guy. It's just we thought that him getting a couple practices in, because we really don't practice on the road, would be better for him as this season moves along. And I understand why the Warriors feel that way. And I'm here to tell you definitively, they're wrong. They are wrong. And Draymond Green knows that they're wrong. And Draymond said, we need to get these kids up here. They provide energy and we like having them around. And all I can tell you is that last year's entire theme was how disconnected the team is. A good way to disconnect the interest of a young player is to take them off the team and send them to Santa Cruz. There's no one who hears you're going to Santa Cruz for a weekend and thinks, oh, that's great. That's going to give me an opportunity to become a better pro than just remaining on the NBA team will give me. No one thinks that way. And the Warriors, look, they got a little bit of a blind spot when it comes to developing young talent. Now, guess what Trace Jackson Davis is? To you and me, yes, young talent. But to NBA, he's not young. He's a 23-year-old man. And Trace Jackson Davis has played more basketball at Indiana with pressure and high level, just everything on him, than anybody in the G League has played anything worth a damn. And they're not even playing games down there yet. Just sending. Look, here's my point on Trace Jackson Davis. He's a grown man. He's fundamentally sound. And there is no amount of, he had 6 really good hours of practice in Santa Cruz, that is going to be better for him than dinner with Draymond Green, sitting on a flight next to Steph Curry, learning the league through the lens of Hall of Famers' eyes, hanging out with Klay Thompson, getting to know Kevon Looney, having Steve Kerr in his ear and Bruce Frazier. Trace Jackson Davis is an NBA player, full stop. Quit fucking around and don't send him back to Santa Cruz ever again. I even saw, I wrote back as Raymond was like trying to explain to me while it happened. I wrote back, I'm like, sure, don't ever do it again. He's like, oh, I'm sure we'll do it again. That's the luxury of having a G League team. Here's the luxury of having an actual developed rookie who's an adult. You can play him. Do you think Trace Jackson Davis is going to get better in a layup line in Santa Cruz? You're out of your minds, Golden State Warriors. I've watched this franchise have an incredible amount of success at the top, and I've watched them fuck up just about every rookie that came through in some way or another. Trace Jackson Davis is not Alan Smailagic. This isn't Jacob Evans. This is a kid who's ready to play in the NBA. He's ready to play right now. He's ready to play tonight. And I'm going to tell you, I'd actually like to see him get a start over Andrew Wiggins. Look, Andrew Wiggins will always be good enough to never dismiss. He is good, but he will always lack an element of inspiration that makes you think, yeah, I'm totally bought into this guy and the way he plays every night. Andrew Wiggins is the most Canadian thing on a basketball court possible. He really is. He's gotten off to a completely unnoticeable start this year. He's not making the team worse, but he's really not helping it get better in so many situations. And I think should be an absolute candidate to get his full attention by sending his ass to the bench. You're not starting tonight, Andrew Wiggins. You got paid. You got your money. And right now, you got to get better. You got to get a rebound. You got to play better, man. You got to have some dog in you. Andrew Wiggins is a really good player. But you know what? Jonathan Kuminga's playing his dick off. Dario Saric is someone who I don't, when I see him, I don't want to see less of Dario Saric. Trace Jackson Davis, give him a start. Why not? Why not? Every single time he's on the court, he's looking at a plus and he's making plays. And I know he missed some free throws in Cleveland, but dude, Trace Jackson Davis is ready. Send Andrew Wiggins' ass to Santa Cruz. See if that gets his attention. I hate passive NBA players. I hate someone who is built to jump out of a gym and dunk on the world, who isn't constantly jumping out of the gym, dunking on the world and grabbing rebounds everywhere. It drives me nuts. It drives me nuts.